guys, and welcome to a brand new series that I like to call Brit Overthinks Things. Yeah! In this brand new series that I'm bringing to you guys today, I talk about something that I realize that I overthink. And this episode is Pokemon starters. More specifically, the Kanto starters, or the original starters. Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. The one that everybody hates, right? Or am I the only one that actually, like, legitimately dislikes Squirtle? Though I will say that I was actually pretty good at drawing Blastoise. I wish I could find that drawing that I drew when I was, like, 12. Because it was a pretty cool drawing from my memory. Probably sucks, but I remember a lot of people saying that looked really cool, and apparently I was good at drawing Pokemon. Anyway, this whole thing started from an article that I read via Smosh.com. I'm sure you guys have heard of Smosh. Within this article, there was another article that claimed that Squirtle was the best starter Pokemon, scientifically proven by statistics. What? No. Okay, so here's where your information is flawed, because Bulbasaur is actually statistically the best Pokemon to start with, and I will explain why. In this article, or in the table, they showed the statistics of each Pokemon as they evolve. Yes, while Wartortle and Blastoise have better defense power, it doesn't make them the best starter Pokemon, because Squirtle still falls below the other two. And we're talking about the starters, we're not talking about their evolutions. So let's move forward from that one already, because that doesn't count. The next one was actually the basis of how they came up with this decision, that Squirtle was in fact the best starter Pokemon. They took all of the gym leaders and they took all of the Elite Four and kind of figured out which Pokemon had the better chance of succeeding against them by saying what they are powerful against. So obviously with Brock, both Bulbasaur and Squirtle were super effective, but Charmander not so much. And just like with Misty, Bulbasaur was good, and Charmander was horrible, and Squirtle was normal. This is where your information is flawed, because the point that you forgot to make is how the gym leaders will fare against your Pokemon. Because when we got to the third badge, Lieutenant Surge, who uses electric type Pokemon, if you remember from those games, they didn't take into account the fact that you would lose against Lieutenant Surge if you used Squirtle. Sure, when you're using, you know, Squirtle against electric type Pokemon, it's not completely ineffective, but it's also not super effective, so it's relatively normal in that standpoint. However, they use Thunder against you, like the Raichu uses Thunder or Thundershock or any of those Thunder attacks against you, and it's pretty much a one-hit wonder. You're done. Unless your Squirtle is super beefed up by then. Prior to this, yeah, you would have used it against Brock, but it would have been silly to use it against Misty, because you would have just been battling forever. Sorry, flawed, because you forgot to take into consideration how the gym leader and the Elite Four member will do against your Pokemon. Which then, in essence, makes Bulbasaur the best starter Pokemon, because you have your first two badges perfectly content, and there is really nothing that is super duper effective against grass types until you hit Blaine, who uses fire Pokemon. Boom! And this has been the very first episode of Brit Overthinks Things! Yeah! Why don't you go ahead and check out the article below. I posted it in the description below. And while you're at it, let me know what you think the best starter Pokemon in Kanto is, and who you start with in all different versions. It's hard for me to say because I've restarted many of my versions, but I've pretty much only ever started with grass-type Pokemon, except for I did use Torchic once. I think in one of my versions I did use Cyndaquil. And then, of course, my very first Pokemon ever was a Charmander that I nicknamed Pyre, because I was obsessed with Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog. You don't remember that show? I hear that a lot. Yep. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.